Hey guys, it's Phil of Urban Fitness. Today we're in my office and I'm going to go over an upper body warm-up drill. So first things first, when you're doing the whole upper body, you want to start, well at least I start from the top going down. So first thing is we're going to warm up the neck. So to warm up the neck, we're going to warm up the side trap. So we're just going to take our left ear to our left shoulder, right ear to our right shoulder. Eyes are going to be neutral. And we're just slowly sink it down, left and right. And now we're going to look over our left shoulder and look to our right. Now notice I'm keeping my shoulder blades down. They're going to want to come up in order to meet the stretch. Don't. You have to actively push them down and look over. Next thing is we're going to look up and down, up and down. Just going slow, go as far into the stretch as possible. And then the next one is going to be figure eights. So we're going to take our chin to our left shoulder, and we're going to look behind us all the way up and down. And down. So start small, 1, 2, 3, and then once you gradually get your coordination, gradually get your rhythm, go up. And you don't want to go too fast to begin with. You just want to warm the neck up. Finally, 1, 2, 3 circles around the neck on both sides. And again, with these neck drills, you want to start slow, cautiously. You don't want to hurt the neck, but over time you'll be able to have all the joints loose and they'll move nice and smoothly over one another. The next one is the joint that's most oftenly injured in the upper body, and that's the shoulder. Why is it most oftenly injured? Well, because you have all this range of motion. You can move in any direction. It's pretty much, for all intensive purposes, a ball and socket joint. So think of it just like your hip, only it's on your upper body. So the first thing to warm up the shoulder is I'm going to cave in my chest here. So I'm going to push them forward and push them back, and then push them forward and push them back. So I can just take my hands and I can incorporate my hands. So I'm taking my hands forward and back. So rotating inside and out. And this is really going to help break up any adhesions in the front. I mean, we're on the computer all day, we're on our cell phones, we're driving or eating. You get the picture. Our life nowadays is here, so we have to take time to break it up. And you can do this before you exercise or even just taking a break from the computer. It's excellent. Next thing is we're going to take our hands behind us here, interlace the fingers. We're going to push down and open. So we're going to open it even more. So I'm interlacing my fingers, pushing them down and opening up here. Coming forward again and opening. Forward and opening. I want to keep my abs engaged, otherwise my stomach's going to want to bend out in order to use the stretch. You don't. You want the stretch to be from here on up. So forward, and back. The next one, we're going to take our elbows together. We want to take them and we want to keep our elbows together as far as we can. Again, keep your abs strong here. Nice big circles. And incorporate your breath. So breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And you can go both ways. Nothing's better than shoulder circles. We're going to take our hands out, start small, and gradually increase the range of motion. And reverse. You can take our hands out here, go down and forward, warming up the rotator cuff. We should be able to come 90 here, about here. So here's our range of motion. If you go any further, your shoulder's going to start to come forward. Just keep your shoulder where it is and just gently warm up. You can be here and back and just gently warm up that rotator cuff. So now we warm up the shoulder. Let's warm up the rest. So all the vertebrae into the hips, basically, into the sacrum. So what we're going to do now is just take our hands on our body and go back and forth. And you don't want to try and crack your back, although you might hear some pops. You just want to focus on each vertebrae sliding smoothly over the top one. And then try and look behind you. keep your knees bent here because you are moving your upper body. If your knees are locked and you're turning, that's going to put a lot of strain on the knee. So we're just going to keep going back and forth, back and forth. Finally, we're going to take our hands up. We're going to tilt forward at our hips and just rock back and forth and come into a big circle. Using just our hips. Imagine we have a big hula hoop. Again, really incorporate the knees here. You can't see my knees, but I'm bending them to absorb the shock. And then go the other way. Finally, we're going to warm up the wrists and the forearms. So we're going to take our elbows into our rib cage, have them out. We don't want to look down at the hands. I just look up. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Bring the thumbs in to a figure 8. My wrists sound like cement mixers, so I do this all the time. And reverse. My fingers are nice and wide, warming all the small, long muscles in my hands and the tendons there. Of course, you can clench into a fist and out, clench into a fist and out. And then one final stretch, especially for the forearm, just to warm it up. We don't want to hold it for too long because we're warming up. We want to make each movement pretty short, and we want to do a lot of reps. So I'm grabbing here, pulling my hand down, keeping my shoulder back, and I'm stretching the top muscles of the forearm here, and then I'm interlacing the fingers back. So forwards, grabbing the hand back, or you can push against a wall. 1, 2, 1, 2, and then switch. So do it on both sides. And you don't want to go into a stretch too far, but slowly ease into it, and as the muscle warms up, you'll be able to do it a little bit faster. But as always, start here and then gradually work your way up. You're going to be able to work at a level you want in no time. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys, and get warmed up.